Hello viewers and welcome to more gameplay on TT Isle of Man Ride on the Edge. So here we see a bit more of the Supersport bike in action at the Castle Ring in Scotland, and I'll be riding this from the front cam. This was a forward cam that I was quite comfortable with, and I will come back to the handlebars in future videos once I figure out what type of head movement works for me. This view is really cool in that it gives you that sort of feeling of being in the mix of the action. The bikes are nice and big. It does remind me again of that Manx TT arcade game. I know I bang on about it, but for those that remember it 20 years ago, it sort of gives you that similar sort of feeling to an extent. Racing with the other bikes here. I don't know the circuit that well, so I was just learning it, and I'll note actually that I was kind of using the other bikes here as a brake marker to figure out where they were braking and where I should be braking for the corners. The funny thing is, when you do eventually overtake these bikes, then you find yourself without a brake marker, and you have to remember roughly whereabouts they were braking in terms of getting your speed right. But as you can see visually, it's very nice. Nice feeling of speed. Everything looks really nice. Lighting. Just trying to find a way past that guy. Narrowly getting past him there. Getting away with that. And knowing here that I brake a bit later than him, heavier on the brakes, a bit late on the brakes I would like, but that ended up giving me another passing opportunity and just getting away with that as well. So now moving up to second place on the first of 3 laps, coming to one of the slowest corners on the course. Really want to brake early. This and the final corner are relatively slow. They're coming up to a couple of tricky, reasonably high speed corners where you sort of blending the power into the corner, trying to carry as much speed as you can really, but I don't fully know the line at this point, so watching the AI and just compromising my exit from the corner there a little bit, not able to get on the power on the wrong side of the track, and coming up to probably the trickiest corner on the circuit, slightly blind, late apex. Always looks easy when you get the apex, but you do need to be careful. And the same with that final corner, it's slightly tighter than you expect. So it's a lap of this new Castle Ring circuit. I'm going to try closing up on these guys. And just watching his braking points. Oh. And then on the final lap I sort of go for it a bit more when I've got a rough understanding. This guy's slightly in the way. Again, the nice little aspects of mist, detail, foliage, very nice. Getting it very tight on the inside there. I knew I was close to the other bike, had to keep it tight. Work my way up. Remaining in 3rd place, looking for a way around there. Not able to find it. Can't get much closer than that. Again, he was a bit slow on the power there. I was hoping he'd get on the power a bit sooner, but his exit speed wasn't quite what I thought it would be. Very light tap, got away with it. Again to this slow corner, conscious that he's a little bit slow on the power, this guy sometimes. The AI, obviously, when you're following any AI in games, they can always be, you do rely on them getting on the power depending on the difficulty setting. This is set to medium. I can comfortably say I can move to hard now and have more competitive races, and I'll be showing that in upcoming videos. Had to back out the power slightly there to avoid an incident. And now onto these tricky far 2 corners. They pulled away quite quickly there, didn't they? But it's funny when you're, it's very much a yo-yo, you know, when you get on the power you can pull away quite quickly, and when you're braking you tend to close up. But I was very heavy on the brake section, tight as I can to the apex, and again a little bit slow on the exit, those guys, so this gave me more of a run, trying to find a way through. It was tricky, little touch, but it's okay. Again, we got away with it, and as I say, you won't get away with it if you touch them quite hard. If it's a very light contact, you get away, and braking quite late, but too bad. And now I don't have my brake markers. So I'm thinking right off the power here as we go into this next aspect. And then just trying to give yourself enough time to go down through the gears. I was braking way too late then. Just about managed the corner. That was far closer than I would have liked. But I'm braking later than I was there. I was really trying to carry more speed. I thought, let's just go for it now. Open road, no bikes in the way. But you still have to be quite patient. You know, you've got to get the bike into these apexes. Otherwise, you just compromise your exit. And then that would just cost more lap time. Slow through the slow bits again. Just not quite getting right in the turn in there, but I think what it is earlier, it looked like there was lots more speed for me, and there probably was under braking, but certainly, again, braking too late. I was trying to go faster and got my line wrong. More concentration required, more practice required, really. But I will practice this, of course, and get better at all of these races when we have the final game. These were all recorded on the same day, all the videos you're seeing, as the preview, which we released a couple of weeks ago. So I will be looking at all the tracks and bikes and assists in the coming days, and busting the game open for you as much as I can, and responding to as many of your questions. As I make the mistake there, and a slight cut in audio there, as I did actually let a few expletives out the bag as I crashed then, which got picked up by the onboard mic. But never mind, through the final corner, and that was a bit of the Scotland Castle Ring. There'll be more from me very soon.